Hello there and welcome to another episode of Kids and Mum. My name is Eltee. I can tell you today that we're going to give you a lot of information and it's going to be educative, entertaining and fun as well. So do not go anywhere, sit right comfortably because we'll be right back for more on Kids and Mum. Drop your comments and questions on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be speaking with a sexual abuse recovery coach. Her name is Damilola Mayowa Owolabi. She is a sexual abuse recovery coach, a teens coach, and a life coach. She is a wife, a mother, a mentor, an encourager, an influencer, a minister of the gospel, and most importantly, a daughter of Zion. She's a survivor of several sexual abuses. Through the help of the Holy Spirit, her experience and insight, she has helped scores of confused people to find direction in life. As an avid crusader against sexual violence, she counsels parents, children, teens and youths on how to take precautions against the lurking sexual predators that prey on unsuspecting and vulnerable people. She is raising awareness on sexual content by helping people to say no to abuse. She has helped a lot of people that have been abused to heal. She organizes conferences for teens and youths, life-transforming conferences that make them useful to themselves, their parents, God, and the world at large. She was called to raise a generation of young people who stand for God. Damilola, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. All right, so being a coach against sexual abuse recovery, what would you say child sexual abuse is?
Child sexual abuse is sexual activity or sexual occurrences that happens between an adult to a child, an adolescent, a teenager, or someone younger. So in an abusive way or in an unpermitted way. So that is what child sexual abuse simply is. Now, let me break all the story or the English. Let me break it down and simplify it. When an adult sexually harasses, molests, instigates, touch, or do anything that has to do with sex or related to sex, whether given the permission or not given the permission, to a child younger, it's an abuse. So there are different categories of abuse: to child, to teenagers, to toddler, to all categories. When I mean child, I mean from a day-old baby to at least 18. In this area and in this form, we don't refer child, just toddler as child. From even the baby age to the 18 years, they are referred as child in this stage. So if anyone, even someone older, can be referred, do anything of sexual assault, harassment, whether with consent or without consent, with anyone younger, it is called abuse.
So what would you define, or who would you define as a child predator?
Child predator is someone who feels in his or her mind, head, that the best thing or the thing he or she could think of is to go to a child and abuse them sexually. Now, they are called predator because the act of going to a child younger is absurd.
Okay.
Is immoral. It's something sometimes I can't even fathom. And yet, it's so rampant in our society right now. And is as worse as every day I mean every day, the record keep sprouting up of these predators left and right. Now, predators are not mostly people from outside. Predators, higher percent of predators that we have seen or that has been on record, and even those that are not on record, higher percent of them are people within. Talk of the drivers, the neighbors, the uncles, the cousins, the aunties, the house help, the friend, in fact, sometimes the father, and in fact, we have had cases of the mothers too.
Wow.
So, when a child is being abused, most of the time, what comes to people's head and people's mind is it's a girl child that's been abused most of the time. Yes, it has a higher rate, but nowadays, the record of a boy child too being abused is sprouting up to so fast. So child abuse is a thing of male and female. I just said this to correct the mindset of many people who feels whenever they hear child abuse, it's all about a girl child.
My mind is just trying to process everything that you're saying, and I'm sure that our parents at home are like, they are listening. I mean, I literally feel a cringe in my heart when you're talking about this. But how can parents identify a predator? Because, you know, you've mentioned that some of them are closer to us than we can imagine. A lot of them are people that we know. So how can we identify, are there characteristics for us to identify that this person is not who he or she claims to be?
Yes, there are signs. Though it takes a lot to dig into the signs. And parents will know the signs if they have been informed. Like I said some time ago in one of your shows that it's high time parents should start learning and digging into knowing much about sex education.
Exactly.
Now, sex education teaches some of the signs, knowing when this person is a predator or not. Now, these signs are signs that when the parents knows it, when they see it, they'll be able to identify in this person that, I need to start being careful with this person. Either is your brother, either is your cousin, either is your niece, is your nephew. Now, to know a predator, part of the signs you will see is some of them will be over friendly. When a guy or a lady starts reporting your children to you too much, as in too much, and the child, you confront the child keeps telling you, "Mommy, believe me, it's a lie." Please take time as parents. I repeat, take time as parents to make your findings. Dig deep into it. Let me explain by giving this example. A case was brought to my table recently, and the house help, who has been so trusted and has become a part of the family, started abusing this child at the age of 8. Now, she taught her how to suck breasts, and she started by sucking the girl's breasts. And from sucking the girl's breasts, she started fingering her. And from that, she started all sorts. Now, it got to a stage, this girl wants to start telling the parents. And because of this, the house girl decided to outsmart the girl. Number one, the house girl collided with a neighbor, a guy neighbor, who came in to rape this girl inside. And the girl said she was shouting, screaming, "Auntie this, auntie this." She refused to answer. And when the guy finished, she said, "But you heard me." And the girl never said anything. The next act and the next step the lady took was to start reporting the girl child to the parents. Your girl today was playing too much with a boy. Your girl today did this. Your girl today did that. And gradually, the parents did not hear the side of the story of the girl. And this girl began to develop, lost her self-esteem, lost and was tagged the black sheep of the family. Now, I shared the story for us to know that the signs that predators will give. Number one, I said that when you begin to see that someone close to you has begun to report your children to you, that doesn't mean people should not report to you. But when they begin to report some things that you know this boy or this girl cannot do, please dig into it very well before accepting, and don't just believe them over your children. Number two, part of the signs that you will see is when they are over friendly. There are other children there, but they will decide not to give the other children gifts. But when they are coming, they will bring gifts for this particular one, always. Please watch it. Something is wrong or something is about to happen. When your child begins to tell you, Mommy, Daddy, no, I don't want Uncle this or Auntie this to come to our house again. I don't want him or her to touch me. Oh no, don't let him or her stay at home with us. Please, take your time and make findings. Something is fishing. When a child tells you, Uncle so-so said, I should not tell you so-so thing, and the guy or the lady or the uncle or the relatives begin to tell your child, please keep this as a secret, or you just overhear it or something, know that the person is up to something. When the person becomes too secretive or too intimate with your children, please note that something is wrong. And as I said, it can happen, and they are closer people to us. Another example is 3 children that have been molested right now, and presently as I speak, they're in the psychiatric. Because they started talking abnormally, and this happened through the dad's younger brother. The dad and the mom had to travel, and they had to leave the 3 girls home. So the dad said, my younger brother, please go and stay with them. But the children gave their dad warning. Daddy, no. Daddy, no. Daddy, no. The daddy left them with money. He left them with a lot of things, and he left them with that uncle. At the end of the day, the uncle abused the 3 of them.
Drop your comments and questions on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram.
My name is Apoyemi Olusonya, and I'm a movie maker. When I talk about the bills, that means you're scolding your child out of context, actually. When a child misbehaves, at times to sit the child down, to talk sense to that child, let him or her know what's exactly right or wrong. But when you actually have a child, say, okay, yes, my child has done something wrong, and I need to actually discipline that child, and you bring hot iron to put a mark on that child, or you use iron rod to scold that child and to beat that child. There are times some parents will actually go as far as taking a knife to inflict marks and injuries on the child. That is wrong. That's actually child abuse. Child abuse to the extreme. Yes, I scold my child. My child is just 4 years old, and when I want to scold my child, at times I just give him a pat on the back, or at times I deprive him of what he actually likes most. That's the best way I actually discipline my own child. But you don't beat a child any longer. Just take their pads away from them, their tabs, their phones away from them. That is what I call child discipline, actually. And maybe a child that likes shawarma, deprive that child of that shawarma for that day. A child that likes to take custard in the morning, deprive that child of that custard in the morning. That's what I call discipline. Instilling sense into a child. Best way for you to actually discipline a child is you taking away what they actually enjoy most away from them, not you beating them to the extent of almost taking them to the hospital at the end of the day. So that's how I discipline my own child. I just told you that. My name once again is Apoyemi Olusonya. I'm a movie maker, and thank you for watching Kids and Mom.
Drop your comments and questions on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Now, if a child becomes a victim of abuse, what are the steps taken by the parents to help that child?
Okay, this is a very sensitive thing, and I need to really say this, which I will want to correct. There's something that happens most of the time in this our African country too, especially mothers and fathers. Once a child comes to you and reports a case of, oh, I have been abused, the next thing most of our parents do is, hey, how did it happen? This, that. And we make the situation and the matter worse for even the victim itself. I need you to know that it takes a lot for any child to open up to you that this is what happened. And when it happens and they open up, please, parents, the first step is not to condemn them. The next step is not to judge them. You know, you hear things like, what did you go and do there? Why did you go there? Why didn't you talk all this while? No, that is not the next step. The next step is to make the child calm first. Listen attentively. Ask questions that surround that happening. Get full information. As a matter of fact, if need be, take a biro and a pen to jot down necessary things so that you would not forget. And after doing that, assure the child that you are with the child in this journey. Let the child know that it is not his or her fault that he or she is being abused. It is not what she planned for. Neither do you parents plan for it. Let the child know that the fault is from the predator. Because first thing an abuser do to themselves is to condemn themselves, judge themselves, feel bad for themselves, and start hating themselves. You need to first erase that notion and that mindset from their head. That is the first set of help they need. I want to give an example, please, permit me. In my own case, I was abused. My first abuse was at the age of 10. And when I informed my parents, which it took me a while, when I finally informed my parents, the next thing that they did was to call a family meeting. And when they called for the family meeting, they asked me to talk. I did. And the whole family member said, I just want to cause commotion in the family. Why would I say such a thing? This boy cannot do that. Obviously, of course, the boy denied it instantly. And the parents too denied it immediately. It made me look like a fool. I hated myself the more. The next thing, I expect that my mother should, be by my side. But the next thing she did was to plead with them. And to now crown the whole thing up, when I got home, my father said he disowned me, that I'm a disgrace to the family. And that got me to a total state of lockdown and knockdown. Which that is the mistake many parents are making right now. Take the child to see a counselor so that they could take him or her through the process of healing. Because the most important thing for me is not even the predator is the healing of that victim. Yes. Because it shouldn't be something he or she should grow up with and linger for long. The more it stays inside, the more it lingers, the more bitter it becomes in the victim.
Now, how can parents empower and protect their children against pedophiles? How do they prepare them? What do they do? Because you see, these things, it's not something that can be avoided, but it's something that can be prepared for.
Exactly.
So what can parents actually do to prepare and empower their children against pedophiles and predators?
Simple answer. Get them informed about sex education.
Okay.
When they are informed, when they know what is what, when they know what is right, when they know their right from left, when they know that these are the signs to look out for, when they know that these are the red light, when they know the red light, when they see the red flag, they will know what to do when they find themselves in that scenario.
Okay.
Let me give you an example of this that I've just said. In one of the group that I anchor, that the teenagers come together, we talk about, there's this thing we teach them in case you find yourself in a place where a predator wants to harass you and says you will not go out and this and that. What should you do? Part of what you should do is to negotiate with the person. Though it can really happen with a child that, from 8 or from 7 upward that can talk back. So this particular girl happened to find herself in this shoe and remembered what we taught them. And the guy had already locked the door and said, you will not go out. I must have my way, this and this, and trying to, struggle with the girl and all of that. So the guy remembered what we taught them and said, okay, that's fine. If that is what you want, no problem. But do me a favor. People are around, people are going, people are coming. This thing is a simple thing. Can you please let me watch? Or let's do it in an appropriate way. Give me a best time, So let's not do it now. Let's make sure that we get a relaxed. Don't worry, whatever it is you want, how you want it, then. And the guy said, okay, are you sure? Okay, give me your number. He gave, okay, don't worry, let's talk. Okay, let's meet after. And that was how the guy allowed the girl to go out. Now, what saved the girl that time was the fact that she had a part of sex education that could save her in that moment. So this is a part of what I'm talking about. Having to teach our children sex education from the scratch. Oh, yes, please, parents, you can get materials on teaching children sex education from different age to different set of age. Because there are certain things you should tell them at every point in time while they are growing. So the answer to that question is get them informed.
Get them informed. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Today was quite emotional for me because sometimes you really don't know until you see a mirror of yourself in the size and in the life of someone else. So I just really want to thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for giving and shedding light on what is going on in the society. So as a way to say thank you and to appreciate you for everything you've done, we want to gift you this beautiful throw pillow from Kids&Mum, and we want to say thank you.
Thank you
and we hope
so
you come back
much.
again.
It's beautiful. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Wow, that was a lot to take in, but we still have more for you right here on Kids&Mum. So sit back, relax, and don't go anywhere. Drop your comments and questions on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We loved being on your screen, and we loved giving you all the information and the education that you received today. We are sad that we need to leave, but we are happy that we're going to be back again, same station, same time. Until then, from me and every one of us here at the Kids&Mum studio, it is God bless and goodbye for now.